Today, let's find out if this Marvel Legends Red Hulk from Captain America Brave New World is going to make me angry in a good way or a bad way. Now, Captain America Brave New World is one of the newest MCU movies to hit theaters. I haven't seen it. So good news, you don't have to worry about spoilers. Bad news, I might not have all of the context of the character from the movie and how well it translates into plastic. The one thing about this figure is that when you get it in your hands, the box is hefty. It is a large figure, and it really shows just how much larger the Hulk is compared to many other figures from 6-inch scale line figures. Now, because we are just getting such a mass amount of plastic in a singular figure, we're not getting a ton of accessories in the box. We get an alternate head sculpt, and we also get 2 punching fists. I know I can't imagine a Hulk without punching fists, so it is a great inclusion to see. Now, the interesting thing about this is that since it is an MCU figure, you would assume that the Red Hulk would take on the characteristics of the actor portraying the Red Hulk. In this case, Harrison Ford. But that's not really what we're getting here. We're getting kind of like a recolor. And I don't know for sure because I wasn't really collecting Marvel Legends back when Mark Ruffalo was taking on the mantle of the Hulk. But it seems like that's where they're pulling direct inspiration from because, I mean, essentially, Red Hulk is the same as Green Hulk when we're just talking about putting a toy together. In the comic book, I know that there is quite a bit of difference between the two. However, when we're translating this to a plastic, you're going to want to pull from stuff that you're already using, and it seems like there was a Green Hulk available that just made sense, which when you get it out of the package, you understand why they would have reused that. Because it's a really good figure. So yeah, this is him out of the package, and there is just a lot of great motion here. So his head moves around freely, there is a lot of expression with the very angry face. I mean, the more neutral face looks all right too, but I like having this angry face on the Hulk because, I mean, it just fits, right? This fits. And the upper torso that's on a ball joint up here rocks really well. So you do get some movement in the upper waist. His hips do swivel. And there is double joints for the elbows and the knees, but they don't have like too much range of motion. You can kind of see what I mean. Let's get this guy here going. With just a little bit of effort, you can get a very dynamic pose with the Red Hulk, which is a great feature to have. And I think part of what's helping this figure out a lot, other than some of like the really cool details that we'll get into later, is just the scale of him. This is a figure that you can get a better sense with, that the fine micro movements aren't as necessary when we're dealing with a character who's a literal giant. There we go, Red Hulk is looking to give you a big hug. That's about the T-pose that he can do. Again, overall, like, I'm really impressed with just how well this figure moves, how well he gestures and articulates his movements. There is just a lot of rage contained inside of this red plastic, and you can feel that coming through some of the poses. And I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but a lot of that has to do with some of the finer details. And I'm not just talking about the chest hair on the Red Hulk. No, I'm talking about just some of the sculpt and design on his arm. You can see the veins popping out of his very muscly arms, and just how like the face sculpt on the angry face, there's lines carved in there that really accentuate just how angry and how powerful this character is. You feel like he could lift up something like one of those tanks right there. That's just how well the sculpt of this comes across, which is an impressive feat. Because if we're thinking about this in just a base figure, he is a guy in like spandex pants. Like, that's kind of it. So it's really cool to see that a figure who is essentially very simple be just so impactful, so like forceful in its presence. And also, another really funny thing, I forgot to mention this about the details. If you look at his abs really closely, they highlighted them, so it really like punches up the detail. It's a cool paint application, very subtle, but also just kind of hilarious that they gave the Red Hulk an ab tan. There is one thing that, as I was going over this figure, is a little strange, and maybe it's only something that I can kind of see with my eyes. I'm hoping the camera doesn't obscure this, but if you look at the hands, and I'm trying to catch the light on this really well, you can see that they're like shinier than the forearm or even the chest. There's like a distinct difference, at least when I'm really up close with it, of just how shiny the hands are compared to the rest. And actually it works with the feet too. The feet, I think, are probably, yeah, that works better, because like this part right here, the shin, is not nearly as shiny as the feet. I'm guessing maybe like a different plastic was used because those are swappable or more removable parts. I'm not quite sure, but it does In an otherwise like nearly flawless figure, it does break the illusion a little bit. I mean, toys naturally going to look kind of plasticky. I have yet to find a toy that really doesn't retain plastic qualities, but when we have more shiny bits, it does kind of then highlight some of the other areas where this just looks more like an action figure. But from all of my posing, from all of the playing around that I've done with the Red Hulk here, that is really the only thing that I can pick apart and say, I wonder why that was. I guess that would have been something that I would have liked to have seen changed with the Red Hulk, is just maybe do a little better matching in terms of, I don't even know what you call that, right? Like the material difference between different parts on the Red Hulk. I get that the joints aren't going to be a perfect color too, because I'm guessing that is a different plastic than the rest of the body, just to make it a little more durable. But the hands having a more shiny appearance, while the rest of them looking a little more matte, that's the one thing I could find about the Red Hulk that I didn't like. Here we go, let's just put on the different accessories just so you see how well this goes. So the heads do pop off really easy, and I can snap them back on, super easy too. I get the same range of motion out of the more neutral head as I do the angry head. And then let's kind of move out the hands, and we will put the punching fists in so that we can see what the Hulk looks like. It's a really quick process. Again, because we were working on a larger scale, this is much easier to do than some of the, I guess, more delicate, the finer figures. And yeah, like here we go. Here's Hulk ready to throw blows here at anybody who's coming at him. And that looks great too. But in terms of how I'm going to leave him on the shelf, this is going to be an angry Hulk. He's going to be a raged out Hulk. So we'll just put back, for the very least, I suppose, the angry head. Because yeah, I mean, that just looks so much better. So, what do I think about the Red Hulk overall? For one, it makes me wish I had a green version of the Hulk just as good as this one. This is a great action figure. I am so happy that I picked this up. And this is something like, if you like a good action figure, something that you want to like scale larger in terms of 6-inch scale stuff, this is definitely a good pickup. The articulation, the design, the fact that we get so much emotion out of this plastic is a real treat to have. Now, I was fortunate enough to find this on that random Walmart clearance where this guy was like 17 bucks. It's an absolute steal for $17. I would also confidently say that at full price, this guy is worth it as well. Like, there's not a ton of accessories in the box, but what you get in the box is really well done, it's really well put together, and it all flows well. And you can have a lot of fun posing the Red Hulk with other figures, especially if they are smaller. And just for comparison's sake, here's my largest G.I. Joe classified figure, Nemesis Immortal, and here is the Hulk. Like, the difference is absolutely clear. This is a sight to behold, a true Hulk if I ever held one. If you like our discussion about the Red Hulk today, if you like discussion about action figures, collectibles, pop culture, blasters, anything action related, love for you to stay tuned and hit that subscribe button. Get more videos from the Ri-Fi channel, because we'll be talking more about guys like this, guys like those, blasters like these, and it's all going to be a really fun time. But for now, that's all I know about the Red Hulk from Captain America Brave New World, Marvel Legends version. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.